Okay, welcome back to another walk. I've just parked in, I think it's called Surprise Car Park. All the links and like details will be on the screen at the beginning as always, but yeah, we're in the Peaks. I'm a little bit annoyed because, so the reason I'm doing this walk, I've never been here in my life. I think we're just outside of Hathersage, which again, another place I've never been to before. But yesterday, I went up Owler Tor with my mum, dad and brother, and on the way we drove past this and it looked absolutely incredible. Like, you could just see for miles of all the moors. And it was some like lovely day, blue sky. Come today and it's grey overcast. So thanks England for that. It's quite cold today actually. Like genuinely, we've had such lovely weather for a while, but you can feel winter coming. But yeah, this walk is, I think, about 8k that I'm doing, and it's going to take us around Higger Tor, over Owler Tor and Burgage edge. So we're going to get some edges, but I mean, this is already quite stunning, regardless of the lack of view behind us. Like I said, genuinely, the other day, like all over there, it was absolutely phenomenal. But anyway, that's England for you. We're gonna have to get used to it because we're going into the winter months. So yeah, let's get going. It's actually been a little while since we've been out on a walk. I had like a stint where I did the walk with Wad, and then I did a walk straight like the day after. And then I did, was Thor's Cave about a week after, I think. So we were doing a lot. And then I've just been busy. Right, so I've just come straight up from the car park. On the right hand side of the car park there's a path. And I've just come straight up, and I'm not going that way, I'm going up here. So I've just come up that hill, or that tiny little ridge. And look up here. All these like really nice heathers. It would look a lot nicer if it was blue sky and sunny. But you can't complain, it's not raining. So we'll take it. It could have very well been raining. But yeah, so we had a stint where we were doing quite a lot. And did Thor's Cave, did all those. And then I kind of just fell off the wagon a little bit with it because I've just been so busy. That's not to say I've not been walking. I've been trying to get out a lot. And I have been getting out a lot more than normal. But it's been with people or doing other stuff, so not had time to do a walking video in a while. But we're back, and look at this. They always kind of look fake to me, like this kind of weird rock formations. Looks so cool though. Right, which way am I going? We're going this way. I'm actually really sad that it is overcast, I can't lie, because this view would have been absolutely phenomenal. But oh well, I'll stop talking about it now. But yeah, so the reason I've been getting out and trying to train a lot more is because if you follow me on any of my other socials and stuff, you will know that next month I am doing the 3 Peaks challenge. We're doing it to raise money for Mind, which is a mental health charity. The goal is to raise £3,000, £1,000 for each peak, which kind of works. So if you want to donate, there will be a link down below. Any donation really helps, like £2, £5, all the way up to we had a £100 donation the other day, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, just if you can give anything you can, it's genuinely really appreciated. But so yeah, so because of that, I've been trying to just get out more, be a lot more active, even if it's not like, you know, here in the Peaks in Derbyshire. Even if it is literally just, you know, going for a 10k walk from my house in the morning. I've been trying to go to the gym more frequently. My body, I can feel it. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I can feel my body being like, what's going on? Like, I've gone from doing, like, I still went to the gym before, but it was so inconsistent. Now I'm trying to have like no rest days, whereby even if I have a rest day from the gym or some other like heavy exercise, I'm still going on a walk. So I'm still getting in some, like, even if it's sort of low energy walking, you're still getting in that 10k, because we've got a month now until the 3 peaks. So yeah, I'm trying to get any incline walk I can in. So over the last 2 weeks I've done Tor twice, which I know is not the most insane peak, but it's not even a peak, but look at this big rock. It's so, the edges, like, so if you don't know, I don't really know what the history or thing behind edges are, but all around the peaks there's these things called the edges, and they've got like different names. And they're all just like full of stuff like that, which is so weird. But this view would have been insane. I need to come back here when it's decent and try and show it you. But you can do a bit of rock climbing if you want, get an even better view. If the weather was nice. So yeah, trying to get as much as I can in. I've been trying to do like running. I was doing a lot more running on the treadmill because I've always sort of focused on the gym on stuff like weights and that kind of side of it. So now I've sort of switched up and I'm like solely focused on cardio. I'm still doing a bit of weights because it's still good to train that side of it, but heavily cardio focused. I've been trying to run a little bit. I'm not even going to pretend I've been doing loads, but went on my first ever outdoor run the other day. That was quite successful actually. I was out for work in Cardiff, and cities are so flat. Like where I live, it's so hilly, but it's so flat there. And I managed, I think 7k in like 40 or 50 minutes? I can't remember, but I don't think that was too bad for my first attempt. That's my first ever attempt. Oh, I need to come back. I'm gonna have to do this again. But this is lovely. Like, even regardless of the missing view, this is lovely. Like, look at this. It's so flat as well. It's got an incline, so I wouldn't say it's like complete beginners, but I think majority of levels could probably do this walk. I mean, look at this. Whoa. Oh, the view off that must be incredible. Well, going to do the 3 peaks, we're gonna have to get used to not seeing the view because you do not see anything up there at all. So, okay, so this is over Owler Tor. So again, I'm still not 100% on what a tor is. I think it's just a slight peak, but apparently it's now got rocks in it. Oh, this is what I needed. This is what I wanted. Like, just look at all this. You got all this lovely pink heather everywhere. I think it's heather. I'm not the best on plants, so I'm not entirely certain. We're up really early today as well. I say really early. That's probably why it's cold. This is the first time I've worn a fleece in a long time. I've just been rocking t-shirt and shorts because England, we've actually, like, say what you will about English weather, we've had a phenomenal year this year. It's been really good. But it's 8:30, so I think I set off around about, actually no, to be honest. It took me an hour to get here from my house, so it's insane when I think about that. Like, honest to God, the fact that I've just got this an hour away is crazy. So yeah, the 3 peaks has been kind of consuming my every thought, like most days. It's, you know, I kind of enjoy it though. Like, I kind of like the pressure of that, like, looming over me, because it's making me go to the gym every morning. It's making me, sorry, my hair is not hairing right now, but it's every morning. If I go, oh, I don't know if I can be bothered for the gym, or oh, my legs are a little bit sore, it's like, well, that's what you're going to feel when you're going up the third, when you're up Snowdon after doing Ben Nevis and Scarfell Pike within 24 hours. That's what you're going to feel. I feel like I'm in Lord of the Rings currently. This path is So this is really nice. So I literally, it's such an easy path to follow because you could just come straight up and just follow it down across there. As always, I will put the route on screen at the beginning, but look at this. Don't get me wrong, it's a little bit tricky on foot. I would recommend walking shoes. You can kind of see what the view would have looked like, I guess. But I mean, even this. Oh my god. There is definitely something to be said about running though. Like when I went on that run in Cardiff, it's the first time I properly ran outside, and I've invested in some new like running shoes, so they're actually like a bit cushioned and comfy. And I didn't want to stop running. I was like, right, just keep going. See how far you can go and just keep going. And the sort of relief or excitement I felt after I finished was more than I've ever felt at the gym. It doesn't beat walking for me, don't get me wrong. Walking is a lot more enjoyable and you get to appreciate the views a little bit more. And I do feel like it probably helped that I was in a different city that I've never been to, Cardiff, because I was like kind of exploring the city at the same time as running, and it was flat compared to home. I've not been on one at home yet, so that's going to be the test. But I did feel like a real big sense of sort of pride after I'd finished it. So there is definitely something to be said about that. Is that a buzzard? There's like a buzzard sort of floating above. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's like there. No, I don't think you'll be able to see that. On my main gaming channel, I've been trying to up the uploads, so I've gone to weekly uploads. So I've kind of, stuff like the walking channel is stuff that has kind of had to take a hit in terms of like consistency, which just made me a little bit sad because this is one of my favourite channels. Don't get me wrong, like it's my choice to do it, I'm not forcing myself, but I do still want to make sure that I get out and do this because I think you guys seem to enjoy these videos, but I really love these videos, just being able to get outside and explore new places, and it's making me explore new places as well. Oh my god, it is a buzzard. Wait, can you see that? Oh, it's just swung down. It might have just swung down to get some prey, to be honest. Might have found a little rat or a mouse. See if it, oh, it's there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but I'll film it anyway. But yeah, because like I've never been to this place, and you get such little time. I feel like as you grow up, you get such little time to go out and explore new places like this, because weekends are filled with doing jobs, or the one weekend that you do, you're like, oh, let's go to this place we've not been to in a while, and you do sort of get into a routine and habit of going to the same places. My family's quite bad for it, where we will just go to the same places, like all the time. So that's the edge, so you can see it is kind of like an edge, if that makes sense. I've got some exciting weeks coming up actually. I'm going to Scotland for a week with Anna's family, and I've never been up to Scotland, and I'm so excited because I feel like it's one of those untapped places where you just get like nothing like this for ages, and it's just like, I don't think people put the respect on Scotland that it probably deserves. And I think you could spend months and months up there just exploring all the little islands and the little places in it. And Edinburgh is the furthest I've been, and Edinburgh was one of my favourite cities that I've been to, if not my favourite city in the UK. So if it's anything like that across the whole of Scotland, then I'm going to be happy. But I do that, then I come back, then I'm doing the 3 peaks, and then like a month later I'm going to the Lake District for a week with my family. So I've got a lot of like brilliant nature sort of holidays, walking holidays, excuse me, to look forward to. So I'm excited. I might bring you along for one of them. Go off a solo adventure while I'm away with my family. Potentially. Look at those cars. Oh, are they all... This is cool. I think here, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there is a row of camper vans. That is a lovely spot to just set up. That would be the dream. I would be terrified of driving a camper van or a motorhome or any of those types of things, because to me, like, driving a van would be awful. Like, just trying to park it anywhere or anything like that. I'm not the most confident driver. Like, I'm okay. I don't really ever have problems with my car. I've never crashed, but I'm not very confident, and so the thought of driving a van would not be very, very good. Wow. The view of the place that we've just come from. Look at all these edges. So you can see what I mean about how it's like an edge, and it looks out over there to what would have been a beautiful view. I know I said I wasn't going to mention it, and I've mentioned it like 6 times. There's another edge over there. It's really interesting. I'd love to know how these are formed. Like, is it where hillsides have like slid down and collapsed? Like, how does that become that? Put so elegantly. Got a lot of active stuff coming up. I'm excited for the 3 peaks. I feel like that's going to occupy my brain the most for the foreseeable. And maybe I kind of want like another challenge next year. I feel like it is quite good to have these physical challenges, because it gives you something to work towards, to motivate you. Oh, right, we're at a bit of a crossroads. Let's just check the path. Okay, so stay left. Let me just show you that. So it's basically been a single track up until now, and then there's one that goes there, one that goes there. We're going on the left. I do always want these to be, I always kind of forget sometimes to show it, but I always want these to be videos that you could watch and follow the route. In a dream world, eventually we'll do enough of these where I can do like a walking book of like my top 50 walks, and then each of them can have a QR code where you go and watch one of the videos and be like, oh, I want to do that walk, and then you follow it along and do it. That would be a dream. That's a project that I genuinely loved, that I was doing a while ago. So I think it probably is like maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. I was doing these videos called like #1, #2, #3, where I would kind of take a picture and talk about the story behind it. And the idea behind it is that I wanted to like do all these videos and take enough pictures and do them all until I could do like a photography book. And then the idea is that throughout the photography book, you'd open it up, look at the picture, and then you could scan a QR code and you'd sort of get like the story behind the picture. Because I am still really into photography. It's just, I always forget to take my camera to places, and I also feel like sometimes you get a little bit too caught up in photography, whereby like you're constantly looking at everything like it's a photo opportunity rather than just sort of like living in the moment. So I try not to take my camera everywhere, but at the minute I take it nowhere, and I would like to, because I do enjoy taking pictures and getting kind of like a little bit artsy with it. But yeah, some of these pictures, like I used to take a picture of just my bedroom window, and then I'd sort of tell the story of like how I'm moving out soon, and that bedroom window means nothing to anyone else, but to me it was like my whole life or my whole childhood. And it was stuff like that. The videos are still up, I think. It's on my Isaac Rose channel, the one where I do like the book club and stuff like that. So maybe I revisit it sometime. I forgot what I was talking about. I feel like I was talking about something before that, and now I've kind of completely forgot. It is definitely clearing up a little bit. I just can't believe how sunny it was. Yesterday it was red hot, like 26 degrees. Now I'm wearing a fleece. Welcome to England. Right, when you reach the end of this wall, just keep going straight forward. We're basically just heading for the hill bit, which is Higger Tor. If I could do anything full time, I know it sounds stupid, but I'd love to do that, like go on walks, make these videos, do a walking book. I just love walking and reading at the minute, and I know a lot of people, I say this in most videos, like people take the piss out of me and my mates are like, oh, you're so middle-aged or whatever, but it's just so, like, I don't know, I get in these zones where anytime I'm not outside and I'm not like in these places, like look at this. How would you rather be in an office or sat at home on just watching TV when places like this exist? It's crazy to me. That is just, and it's an hour away. That's not even far. Oh, you can start to see the view sort of. Oh, that was the poshest I've ever done. That was awful. I think I can see Tor from here. I think because that's the power station that you can see from Tor, which would mean that valley is Castleton, which means that very distant peak is Tor, which would make sense because it is around here. So probably. Oh, what a beautiful road that is. It's a nice road to drive on, but we're going this way. I know it's Monday and it's not even 9 o'clock yet, but there has not been a single person. I lie, I think I've passed one person. There was one guy at the beginning taking pictures of the heather, and then there was another guy who was on the phone, and that is it. I do enjoy just getting up and getting out. I feel so much better for it as well. I was having this conversation with Liam last time we went on a walk. Especially drinking or getting hangovers. I just hate that. I hate that part of drinking. It makes me dislike the whole process of drinking, that I know that I'm then like sort of sacrificing the next day just for a bit of like short-term fun that evening. And don't get me wrong, it is sometimes like good. Sometimes it's good to just let go and have fun with mates and have a couple of drinks. I'm not trying to like be like drinking's the devil, but I do just like, I enjoy getting up, getting out and getting on with it. Like, especially like doing this, I'll be home for lunchtime and then I can crack on and do some of the work that I need to do. But I've done it knowing that I've also done this and been out and achieved something outdoors today. That's what I like doing. Ugh. It's such a nice path. I genuinely can't get over how nice this is in terms of just, you know, how simple it is. And I'm very excited to get over the ridge of this because on the pictures it takes you through some like woodland or there's a stream or something, and you know on this channel you know I like a stream, so I'm excited. But look at that is Higger Tor. Hopefully there is a trig point for us to touch, because the rules of walking, if there's a trig point you gotta slap it. Part of the path's come a little bit steeper. You kind of just shoot straight up, but it's not too high. So again, I do think this could be quite a nice beginner's walk. It is a little bit long. I think total the length that I'm doing is around about 8 to 9k. So I wouldn't say it's completely beginners, but I wouldn't. You can take your time with it and enjoy it. Oh, you can also park there on this road and then sort of join onto the path. I'd personally rather park where I parked, just for the pure fact that it's a proper car park. It's not just on the side of the road. So what is my camera doing? It does not want to play ball. It just wants to look at the rock, which I kind of get. It's an impressive rock, to be fair. But we're going up, so we're going going to see it from up there. And there you have it. Higger Tor? I think that's how you say it. The view would be incredible. I need to stop saying that. I literally said at the beginning, don't keep saying that. No trig point, sadly, but look at that. It's full 360 as well. Well, I suppose it's not really, but kind of 360. Look at that. Just look at these like rock formations. I need to figure out all the. I'm always interested as well. Like, that is just a square fence in the middle of nowhere. Who owns that square and what's the point? These are the questions that I ask myself when I'm out here on my own. But it's true. What purpose is that serving? I don't honestly know. Alright, so once you're up here, you do kind of just follow the top arm. Oh yeah, you can see the path. That's the beauty of this walk. It is very clear. It's very pathed. This walk is getting an absolute 10 out of 10 from me so far. It's easy, it's lovely. How have I never been here before? So I was actually wrong. This, where we've just been, isn't actually Higger Tor. Higger Tor is further along. So I'm taking a bit of a detour away from the path that I've picked to go and check out the it's not really a summit, but I guess you could call it the peak. Look at that. Literally just balancing between the two. How does that even happen? That is crazy. Okay, here we go. This is officially Higger Tor. Oh my god. Oh shit. I didn't realise that it just dropped off like that. Oh, it doesn't really, it's not like a sheer drop. It's a little bit of a sheer drop. Wow. Very cool. Like, just I can't get over these surroundings. Even if I can't see the view, all these rocks and this just like landscape with the heathers and the ferns and stuff. It's just so interesting. It just looks so nice. Just such a cool textured, like it sounds so stupid, but the texture of the ground is intriguing me at the minute. So anyway, now I've detoured and I'll find my way back onto the path, which is fine because it like literally swings back onto the green path, and that's worth seeing, I think, like going all the way around the edge. And this is a nice path. It's not like it was a detour in the middle of nowhere, like it was actually pathed. So I bet there's so many walks you can do around here, so many walks. I need to just keep coming out here. One thing I would love to do is like a walking channel holiday. Like, let me just go to the Lake District for 3 nights and let me just do a walk every day. That would be phenomenal. That is the kind of stuff I want to do with this channel. We're close to being monetized on this channel. So if you ever want to just play one of my videos in the background to help me like get the watch time up, we're very close to being monetized, which means I'm not going to make a lot of money off this channel because I don't post enough and it doesn't get enough views, but it's a start. So I can't thank you all enough for watching. Even if you're just watching the Wadism one because you don't care about just me walking in, but you care about the boys, or just whatever it is. I honestly don't really care. If you're watching, just thank you for watching. Look at these trees down here. I'm like, look at all these trees. That's a proper little forest, that is. I think we might be going through that actually. I think that's the path. You can kind of see it like at the ridge of the trees. That's cool. They're them camper vans I was talking about earlier. Maybe able to see them now. So I guess from looking at the map and then standing here, I think we're following this path all the way up here to sort of that tip, and then I think we come back down over that way. So we're going to get a full 360 of this area. I'm very excited. This walk has made me very happy. What a great new discovery. I really need to just keep doing this. Like, a lot of the walks that we've done on this channel so far have been ones that I've done in the past, or I know of, or at least vaguely know of. But I feel like this is what I'm also going to do. Go and discover new places. And, because you just get treated to it's just insane. It's kind of starting to not rain, but there's just like a mist. I don't know if you can see, like my hair's a bit wet. It's just a bit damp everywhere. So hopefully that stays off. I actually can't believe the difference of the weather. Like, yesterday was scorching hot. I went up Mamtor, well, we didn't actually go up Mamtor, we went around a side bit of it. Because I literally went up Mamtor a week before that. So I'm literally just always in Castleton at the minute, because I'm like 20 minutes from it here. But yeah, it was so hot yesterday. I went on the walk, I went home, I had a nap outside, it was beautiful. What a Sunday morning. I love, if I could bottle up the energy of like a Sunday, not even a Sunday morning, just a Sunday day. If I could bottle up the energy of a Sunday, like that chill calmness, and have that every day, that's the aim. It's kind of turned into a bit more of a valley now. Like, it's not a massive, like not like a valley, but it does dip down. I wonder if we're walking like on this edge, or if we're going sort of on like midway. Looks like some like Highland cows down there as well. So hopefully we don't have to go past them. You know how I feel about cows on this channel. We'll see. We'll see where we go. I don't think so. I think we're going to follow this path. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's not on the top, but it's kind of just underneath. Kind of like this path that we're doing currently. Oh, that's not a good angle of the hair. That is not. We've just followed that path along. We're now at the next sort of like edge bit. Let me check. There might be a name for this one. There is not. But we're going to Upper Burgage Bridge. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oh, I can see the bridge from here. There's a bridge just there on the road. You can see where we've come from. And then we're gonna, that's sort of like the peak of the walk. Not the peak in terms of height, but that's the furthest we're going. And then we're gonna sort of circle back around, which should be fun. Should be good. I don't know if it'll go down into the trees or not. I've been trying to figure it out, but yeah, this is honestly been one of my favourite walks I've done in a while. And I loved Thor's Cave as well. I need to come out here and do a hell of a lot more. Just discover some new walks. That's a cool little bridge though, to be fair. I've actually, when I said about there being a stream, I actually doubt there will be, because it's been that hot and it's that dry that there's probably no water. So I imagine normally where that bridge is, there might be a bit of a stream coming down there, potentially. Actually, I think I can hear it. Maybe there still is. So we're almost at the road. It's kind of cool actually, because say that car park that I was at was full, there is another car parking like payment bit there. There's all these spots along the road, and some people park there. There's all these spots along the road where you could park, like if the parking was full, then you could just join onto this walk from a different point. So I believe we're going down, we're not going onto the road on the bridge, but you can see the path that comes along here. And there is running water. I don't know why it excites me. I just love the sound of it, to be honest. If you have any walking recommendations for me, in general, but also ones where it's like in a woodland and there's a stream running alongside it the whole way, or a river, that would be a walk that I want to do. It's not the cleanest of waters, to be honest. It's kind of cool though. It's coming through the, it just looks like brown sludge. I think because it's a little bit stagnant at places like that. It doesn't smell, so it's not like sewage. But it's definitely not clean. I wouldn't recommend drinking it. You probably see what I mean a little bit more about it being a valley now we're up here. Because I mean the stream is literally in the dead centre. So at some point it has probably got quite high. It is definitely a valley. Maybe thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. It could have been a glacier. My geography knowledge isn't good enough to know if that's correct or not. But it could have been. Another bridge and another stream. Also, there might be a 10 out of 10 bench up here. That, you know, I don't normally say this, but it might be a 10 out of 10 bench. Normally it's like a solid 8. Oh, that's a good bench. That's a good bench spot. It's hidden from the cars, so you're not going to constantly, like, because there's literally a road there. So you can sit here. And you can just look at that view. The road kind of ruins it, so I'm going to give it maybe an 8. If it was a sunnier day, I might think differently, but it's definitely getting an 8 from me. Alright, good lunch spot though. Onwards, and we'll follow in. I mean, you can see the path very clearly, so I don't need to tell you where to go. Never mind, I do need to tell you. The path down there, you can follow and it will lead to the same place, but it's further down. So I've just come up here onto the top, just because I feel like it'll be a nicer view, and I want to kind of see what's over that way. I don't know if you'll be able to because of the weather, but yeah, so you can go on that path down there and it will eventually lead you to the same place, or you can come up here. It is completely up to you. It's kind of cool though, because we've literally come from all the way over there. That is Higger Tor on there. So we've walked all the way along up to that one, and then all the way along here. And now we go back. I genuinely think the other side is just like moors. I think that's what it's called. Is it called that when it's just like flat land of just ferns and heathers and long grass? Like the Yorkshire moors and stuff like that. I think maybe I really need to get up on my knowledge of like geology stuff, if that's the right one. I'm so annoyed because like if the weather wasn't shit, you could see the point that we actually started on, and it's kind of cool because you can see like almost like a three-way. We started on a peak that's there, then went to that one, then went to this one, then came all the way around, and it is still absolutely stunning. There's not one bit of this walk that I've disliked so far. For the first time on this entire walk, the sun isn't coming out, but it is starting to break through the clouds. The clouds are slightly breaking up a little bit. Like, it's the first time I've been able to clearly see over there where we were, or where we came from. There's so many paths around here, it's crazy. But yeah, thank God the rain held up. It was just literally, I think it was the last clip I started recorded, and it just suddenly started to get really misty. I bought some food, and I bought a book, and I didn't want to just perch somewhere, have a nibble, and read. I'm currently reading The Poppy Walk, so it's really good. It's kind of, it's very intriguing. It's the first fantasy book that I've read that's so heavy on its history. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like the Stormlight on Clothes that I've read by Brandon Sanderson has rich history, but it feels like history that's sort of got a point to the story, whereas this is just like, it just feels like a history lesson at some points. Not in like a bad way, but it's so interesting learning about this world. So yeah, if you want to read that, I'd highly recommend The Poppy War. It's a little bit like Fourth Wing, but without the smart element and the fantasy element, not the fantasy element, the smart element and the romance element. And it's not about dragons, but it does have like special abilities and special powers and stuff. And it's very grounded in the way it talks and does things and says. So I'm very intrigued to keep reading. I think it's the first book of 3, potentially. So I'm excited to read more of them. Definitely just been trying to read along as well. Like I keep saying it, and I do keep trying to. Just finding the time. Reading does take quite a bit of time. I want to at least dedicate like an hour a day, ideally. Just look at these rocks. And look at that edge as well up there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in like as much detail as I can sort of see it. But very, very cool. You can finally see clearly like the first bit that we came on. Like we came from, there's a little tiny boulder, well it looks tiny but it's big. We came from that boulder and then just came all the way around there. So cool. And we're still just carrying on our, like I say, there is some bits like this where I would highly recommend walking shoes, or at least like a walking trainer. Just something like that rock just looks placed there. That doesn't look natural, but somehow it is. I think that's why is that what kind of like, no, I just suppose that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say, is that like from when it used to probably be a valley? Oh, I am wet. Is that used to be when it was a valley and these rocks just kind of got carried? And then they got stuck because the ice, and then when the ice melted, they were just sort of like cemented there. No. You know, one thing we take for granted as well in this country, the fact that we have like no wild animals that will just like murder us. Like it sounds stupid, but if you're on a walk like this in other places of the world, you could have like bears or coyotes or kangaroos, like just, or snakes. Tarantulas, like just stuff. In the UK, we're kind of just free to do whatever. Like the worst that you're going to come across is, you wouldn't even come across a badger because all of our animals are kind of nocturnal, so you're never really going to see anything. And you're never going to see anything that's going to attack you, apart from some person's dog that like they've not got well trained and let it off the leash. But you'd like to think that wouldn't happen. That's a bit of a random point, but it's true. Can happen. There is something about ferns that I love. Like, I'm going to get real naturey, but I like the look of them. They also kind of just always remind me of going on holiday as a kid to the Lake District, because it's just full of them. But like the way they just sort of like, the way that they come out in these little like balls, and then they just sort of like unravel. They're just so nice. I definitely want to learn more about plants. Like, is there going to be a certain point where I go full blown like middle aged, or even past the point middle aged where I start like bird watching and looking at plants? But at the same time, who cares? Right, we're 5k into the walk now. Oh, this little stream, little tiny stream. I don't know if you can hear that. So nice. There is just something about like, oh, that's not secure. Ugh. I can't believe how little people there are here. I think this is what you kind of get when you go and explore sort of the less popular walks in the peaks. Like, Thor's Cave wasn't massively busy, to be fair, but Thor's Cave is a little bit in the middle of nowhere, and I was doing it on a Monday morning, which is the same now, but there is literally no one here. Whereas if I went to something like a man tour, which which is a more popular spot, you would just get a lot more people, like naturally. So maybe I need to start doing stuff like this. Not that I dislike when there's people on the walk, but I mean, you can't really complain when you've got all of this to yourself. You really can't. We're walking this way anyway, so I'll have a look when we get closer. But that rock genuinely just looks like it's split in half. Like just sliced down the middle. I think you'll be able to see it. One thing this camera doesn't do very well is distance, I think. But there's piles of rocks. Apparently, they're not good. I don't know the exact science behind it, but apparently it's not good for nature and like just the sort of natural environments, because a lot of places use the, I don't know the exact reason, but it's something like it's just disrupting nature and the animals and insects that use them, like so these big piles here. So if you see one, don't contribute to it because apparently, like I said, if you're interested in the actual reason, then Google it, because I don't entirely know, but it was on the news because some guy was going around kicking them down because it's not good. Right, which way do I go from this big pile? Straight up. I go straight up to the sliced in half rock. This is the rock. It just genuinely looks like it's sliced down the middle. It's so weird. It would have been incredible up here, like sort of peak springtime, because we're getting towards the end of summer now. It's sort of mid to late August, and you can tell that the plants are starting to somewhat wither a little bit. And I bet this would have been incredible during spring. Like the greenery you'd have got all up along there, the pinks and purples and the greens that you'd get from these heathers. I like a heather as well. We've got some in our garden at home. I do like them. There you go, there's the other side. Not that you can see much, but there's the trees, so you can see that we've like come from all the way over there. We've done a big long stretch. I think it's about 10k this walk. Honestly, I think I'd probably put this at like a easy to moderate difficulty, this walk, because for the most part it's entirely flat. It's quite long, don't get me wrong, there's a distance to it, but you can take your time. Like, I think you want to be aiming for around 3 hours. I'd like to probably do it quicker than that. I might do it quicker than that, but around give yourself around 3 hours to do this. You'll probably do it quicker as well. But it's relatively flat. There were a couple inclines like at the beginning, but it wasn't steep. It wasn't like, you know, like crazy out of breath and struggling. Definitely recommend giving this a go, even if you're like used to walking, like, just because it's an easy to moderate difficulty, in my opinion, it's still worth doing. I can't get over how just like stunning this is, and also how clear of a path it is for how little people there are. Maybe it's busier on weekend or later in the day or when it's sunnier, I don't know, but it's just one of the like nicest. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's rocky, it's not like flat. You can't bring a pushchair, but I'm excited to come back here and like bring Anna or my family back here to show them this walk, because wow, this is phenomenal. Like, just the views of this valley down here. Never mind on the other side over there that you would normally get. We didn't get it today, but what you would normally get on a sunny day. The only thing it's missing is a cafe or a pub for a coffee at the end. That, I will say, it doesn't make or break a walk. I'm only joking, but at the same time, Thor's Cave was phenomenal because it had that little cafe at the end where I was able to get a latte and I was able to have a cake. I just love I love the simplicities of life like that. A cake and a coffee after a walk. That's what I'm happy with. And then go home and have a nap. Look at this little edge. This is kind of cool. Oh, is there some? I think there's some people like practice rock climbing on a rock down there. So yeah, they've got a little pad. They're just practicing going up it. Maybe they'll come up here later. One of these. That'd be cool. Look at that view. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's quite interesting. There's some weird names around here. So those rocks down there that people have been practicing on are called the useless boulder, the tank, the brick. And then we're walking down to Toad's Mouth, and then we'll circle back round to the car park past Big Mouth Block. Oh, Mother Cap, is that? So that's the first one that we went to. Ah, okay, so there is quite a lot of names for all these rocks over there. Also, you can now kind of see, like, that didn't look like a proper forest or woodland or anything. It's huge. There's loads of trees. It's crazy. I didn't even think it looked that big from when we were up there. I thought it was just like a thin little patch of trees, but no, it is a full-on little, I'm not going to say it's a forest, but it is definitely a woodland. So as I said again, if you decided to stay on that path that was lower down, it should be here. So we are actually both going to end up at the same place. It just depends on, it would actually be really nice to be down there, I think. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you get all this view up here, but down there I feel like it's so enclosed and you're down in the valley. I think that would be really nice. I think if I came back I might genuinely be tempted to go on that proper path, especially if you've got a dog. You know, if I brought Freddie, like, he'd be fine on this path, but it is also very rocky, whereas down there, like, that is just a path. And then I think you head to the road, you cross over the road, and then we sort of like go up here. Sorry, that was awful camera whack. The road's here, so I think we just like sort of circle in the car parks about there. So not far now, not far to go. So this is a little bit frustrating. The mics just decided to stop working. Well, I genuinely don't know what's happened. I've used these mics for a long time now, and just the rest of the footage is just this weird loud screeching noise. So yeah, it didn't pick up anything of what I said. It didn't pick up anything, and it's such a real shame because the rest of this walk was so incredible. And don't get me wrong, the whole walk was nice, but this last section, it took you across the road and into this sort of like national, I don't know if it was a National Trust estate or it was just a part of that was owned by National Trust. I'm not entirely sure, but it took you into this sort of woodlandy area, and there was some running water. You followed this stream all the way down, and there was this lovely path that just went along the stream. There was and from watching this video, if you've made it this far, you know I love a stream. I even said earlier, like, oh my god, give me walks where there's a woodland and a stream, and that is exactly what I got. So I sat down and I enjoyed a little bit of a snack, and even the final part of this walk, you then go up into some like almost heather valley. It was really weird, but it was so cool. So yeah, I highly recommend this walk. Thank you so much if you've made it to this point. I'm really frustrated that the mics broke. So to be honest, the whole audio in this video is a little bit booky. It's a little bit overly windy. So I need to work on that, I think. But yeah, hope you enjoyed nevertheless. And as always, thank you so much for joining me for another walk.